Have you ever felt a powerful attraction to someone that just makes no logical sense? Today, we're diving deep into the world of subconscious workplace crushes, those confusing feelings that our rational minds just can't seem to figure out. And we're going to start with a personal story that captures this experience perfectly. Please advise, because I think I'm going crazy. I'm 45 years old, divorced for 8 years. I've been working in a new place for 6 months. I have a colleague who, as a man, I'm not attracted to and would never meet my requirements for a man, but the moment he leaves work, I feel in love with him. I have erotic dreams and a desire to have sex with him, but when I see him in the morning, I ask myself what's wrong with me and why on earth I don't like him. Yes, as a colleague, he's perfect, but that's it. Is this a normal emotion, and what do you think is the cause? Something like this has never happened to me. I'm ashamed of myself and of the thoughts I have about him when he's not around.
That phrase right there, I think I'm going crazy. That feeling, that sense of losing your grip on your own thoughts, is really at the absolute heart of this issue. It's a powerful and honestly a deeply unsettling experience to go through.
So let's break down what's really going on in this colleague conundrum. At its core, it's this incredibly sharp disconnect, almost like emotional whiplash, between how you feel when they're gone versus when they're standing right in front of you. You see, in their absence, the fantasy has room to grow. It can become intense, compelling, even feel real. But then they walk in the door and bam, reality kicks in. The logical part of your brain just slams on the brakes and says, wait a minute, this doesn't add up. And it's that internal fight that creates so much of the confusion and distress. So if any of this is resonating with you, the very first thing you need to hear is this. You are not going crazy. Not by a long shot. This is a fundamentally human experience, and we're about to look at exactly why. You know, our minds are these amazing, complex things. They are absolutely built to hold contradictory ideas at the same time. Experiencing this kind of crush isn't a sign that something is wrong with you. It's actually a sign that different parts of your mind are just, well, they're working on two totally different projects at once. And this really gets to the root of the pain. The shame doesn't actually come from the feelings themselves. It comes from the judgment we put on them. It's that little voice in our head, the one that says, I shouldn't be feeling this. That's the part that really causes the suffering. So what is actually happening in your mind to create such a powerful, vivid fantasy about someone you don't even consciously like? Let's get into the psychological drivers behind it all. It usually boils down to 3 key factors working together. You can think of them as the ingredients that cook up this really confusing emotional state. Safe exploration, triggers in your environment, and something we call subconscious projection. First off, our minds use fantasy as a kind of emotional playground. It's a space where we can explore feelings of intimacy, desire, or connection without any of the real-world messiness or consequences. It's a totally safe internal process. Next, you've got to look at the context. A new job can be stressful, sure, but it can also become pretty routine. And when our days get predictable, our brain's reward system starts looking for a little novelty, a little jolt of excitement. And a nearby colleague can become a very convenient target for that impulse. And finally, there's subconscious projection. This is where the colleague themselves isn't really the object of your desire. Instead, they kind of become a blank screen that your own subconscious projects onto. A screen for all your unmet needs, like a desire for more closeness, attention, or maybe just some excitement that's missing elsewhere. So all of this leads to a pretty fascinating battle inside your head. It's like a tug of war between 2 totally different operating systems in your brain, your subconscious mind and your rational mind. And this really shows you the divide. When the person isn't around, your subconscious mind is running the show. It's building fantasies, trying to fulfill emotional needs, looking for that spark. But as soon as they're physically present, your rational mind grabs the controls. It's running its own program, checking against reality, using logic, and maintaining those all-important professional boundaries. They literally have different goals. Okay, so just understanding the why behind all this is really empowering, but now let's talk about the how. How can you actually manage these intense feelings in a constructive, healthy way? I want to walk you through a 4-step path that can help you navigate all this. It's about acknowledging what's happening, creating some mental space, exploring what it all means, and, probably most importantly, being kind to yourself through it all. Step 1 is so simple, but it is not easy. Just acknowledge the feelings without judging them. See them, name them. Tell yourself, okay, this is a feeling I am having. They are real, yes, but they are not instructions you have to follow. They are just internal data.
Now, if the fantasies are really bothering you, the goal is to create conscious distance. This isn't about suppressing the thoughts, which usually just makes them stronger. It's about consciously redirecting your brain's energy. Actively throw yourself into a hobby, go exercise, connect with friends. Give your brain a new, more constructive job to do.
And here's where the confusion can actually turn into self-discovery. Instead of judging the fantasy, get curious about it. Ask yourself, what might this really be about? Does it point to a need for more excitement, a deeper connection in my life, more attention? Often, the colleague is just a symbol. The real key is to figure out what that symbol represents.
So, as we bring all of this to a close, let's just boil it all down to one single, powerful idea. This is the most important takeaway. These confusing, intense, and sometimes unwanted feelings, they are not a mandate for action. They are signals from a deeper part of yourself, messengers trying to tell you about an unmet need.
So instead of asking, what's wrong with me, try asking a new question. If you listen closely, without judgment, what might your subconscious be trying to tell you about what you truly need in your life right now?